Practical and unique ways to pay off debt. So many people are familiar with the feeling of stress that debt brings, and it can feel like there is no end. So rather you're dealing with credit card balances, personal debt, this will help you to find a faster debt-free life. First step might feel overwhelming, but you gotta break down and understand your debt situation. Write down each debt, its total balance, interest rate, and minimum payment. Having a big picture makes it easier to track your debt from now on. By understanding the total interest on each debt can show you which debts are most expensive and help you prioritize. If your main goal is to pay up debt quickly, reduce interest costs, or more monthly payments, define your goal that's tailored to your needs. Here are two main systems that you can use. The snowball method. With this method, you start to pay off the smallest step first, regardless of interest rates. It gives you quick wins, gives you momentum, and keeps you motivated. The avalanche method. In this approach, you focus on paying off debt with the highest interest rate first. This approach saves you the most in the long run by reducing the total interest payments. Whichever method you choose, stick with it and make it a habit to pay more than a minimum whenever possible. But let's look at more creative ways to track debt that aren't as widely discussed, but make a big impact. The round up strategy. Every time you make a purchase, round up the nearest dollar and put the extra change towards debt. Some apps even do that automatically. And while it seems small, it adds up over time. The side hustle challenge. For the next 3 or 6 months, take up a side hustle with the sole purpose of putting every cent you earn towards debt. This could be freelancing, dog walking, selling items online, whatever works for you. The key is dedicating it all to debt reduction. Selling unused items. Sell items you no longer need. Not only does that bring extra cash, but it can also bring a sense of accomplishment and control of your finances. The debt jar method. Each time you make a payment, put the receipt in a debt jar. Seeing your efforts building up initially can keep you motivated, and it serves as a reminder of how much closer you're getting being debt-free. Use found money. Unexpected windfalls, like bonuses or even small gifts, can make a huge difference over time. Using it wisely can help you get ahead or find additional income sources. Increasing your income doesn't mean taking a full-time extra second job. Here are some simple ways to increase your income and using the extra for your debt payment. Sell services online. If you have skills like social media or graphic design, consider offering your talent on platforms or rent out assets. If you have a car, a bike, a camera, or any other valuable items, renting it out is a common way to earn money too. Sites for car rentals, requirement retails, or even clothing rent retails are broadly available. And use cashback rewards wisely as well. Certain cashback apps or reward programs, you can get small rewards back on your purchases, and that cash can go directly towards your debt. It's small but an effective impact. Let's get even more unique. Try a non-spending challenge. Choose 1 or 2 weeks in a month where you don't spend on non-essential purchases. This method can save a surprising amount, and that savings can go directly to your debt. Or meal prep to save on food costs. Food are anyway the biggest monthly expenses, and meal prepping saves a lot. By planning your meals in advance and buying in bulk, it can significantly reduce your costs. Or switch to generic brands. Some grocery stores have their own brands. Those generic brands are often as good as name brands, but cost much less. Even small changes like this can add up if you're focusing on reducing debt. Let's look at motivational tactics to keep you going. Staying motivated is crucial but not always easy. Here are some tips and tricks for that. First of all, celebrate. Whenever you paid off a significant part of your debt, reward yourself. It doesn't have to be costly, but think of something small but enjoyable that feels like celebrating a win. Visualize your debt-free future. Write down what a debt-free future would feel like. The opportunities, the freedom, and refer to this vision whenever you need a motivation boost. Track the process. Seeing how far you come keeps you motivated. Using an app or notebook or a whiteboard to record each payment and how it reduces your debt. One powerful way also to pay off debt is to shift your mindset of money and understanding. Debt can feel permanent, but it's actually a temporary situation, and you're working to end that. That can help you to stay focused on your goal. Look at repayments as a step to financial freedom and investing in your future. Defining it this way makes each payment so much more rewarding. Rather than focusing on what you're giving away, think about what you're gaining: freedom, flexibility, and less stress. Avoiding debt pitfalls and staying out of debt for the future is for sure very important. So how you can avoid falling back into debt? Don't fall into get now, pay later options. They can feel so tempting, but they often come with high interest rates and you're back in debt. Stick to paid out front if you can, and if not, then practice your patience. Avoid credit card temptations. Credit cards can be helpful, but it's so easy to forget how much you actually purchased already. If you're not good at that, freeze your card to provide overspending. Focus on an emergency fund. As soon as you find yourself making progress on repaying your debt, focus extra money to create an emergency fund. That's important to make sure you're ready for unexpected expenses without falling back into debt for those. Remember, every step you take can get you farther to freedom, whether it's selling items you don't use, meal prepping to save on groceries, or to sell a quick side hustle. Strategies I covered today can pick you up momentum to finally be debt-free and make sure debt is in your past. Take it one day at a time. And don't forget to celebrate small victory. It might feel like holding you back now because you do something else with the money that you extra got. But it requires discipline. But you're going to be well on your way to a brighter debt-free future. Start today. Apply those steps day after day. With all those tips, you can watch your process and finally become debt-free.